The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is the reaction to the Sergey Kovalev victory over Andy Yarde. It was 11th round stoppage. Well, I actually think it was knockout. Really, they said TKO.
Yeah, it was a knockout.
I saw TKO on one. Yeah, but I don't think he beat the count. So we're going to start this one off with Complex.
Yo. So Andy Yarde has this whole thing, lions in the camp. Well, he met the lion tamer, all right? Because Sergey Kovalev showed him elder statesman in boxing how he handles the young lions, literally. I mean, Andy Yarde's got the total package. He hits hard. He can box a bit, but Kovalev just was too much for him. And I think it was a little bit too much too soon. Yarde will be a champion someday. I think he fought his heart out, but it looked like Kovalev was basically controlling the fight up until maybe like the 7th, 8th. Yarde almost got him out of there. I mean, Yarde was hitting him. The body shots were starting to hurt Kovalev. And it looked like, even I think Buddy McGurk was talking about maybe stopping the fight. It looked real bad. That was the worst round for Kovalev in the fight. But Kovalev asserted himself, came back in, and was able to get him out of there. It was a great fight, action fight, very thrilling. I enjoyed it. Kovalev, man, he still got it. He's been around for a minute, a lot of fights, fought a lot of big names, lost some, won some, but you know what? At the end of the day, he's, 30-something now, late 30s? 36. He's got mileage on him. That's not too old, but he's got some mileage on him.
Yeah, but he looked like 46.
He does. He's got the mileage on him. Kovalev's a wild boy, too.
One of the same hospital as Luis Ortiz.
Kovalev's a wild boy, man. I know he's gotten into some trouble recently, trying to kiss girls on planes or whatever, and throwing money out. You know what I mean? But
beating up on women.
Exactly. But, he got this fight. Good win for him. And now it's on to the next, big payday fight. Canelo get buku dollars and all that. So, shout outs to Kovalev. But Yarde, I think, did really well. Came to Kovalev's backyard. Came and brought the fight. Almost was able to win. He looked really good. Probably needs to, update a few things. I mean, his trainer, I know, is, really eccentric and whatever, but he's going to go back to the drawing board, and maybe we'll see him in the future. But, Kovalev, still the man at 174 or 75.
True.
Yeah. That shit was like watching paint dry. Listen, the fight, I could agree with what you said, a little bit of what you said. I think it was, what Anthony is, 18-0? I think it was too soon. I think it was the inexperience between him and his trainer. That's what I seen. Inexperience between him and his trainer. Kovalev to me looks like he's aging to me. He was alright. He won the fight, but he doesn't look like the same Krusher Kovalev to me. You know what I'm saying? The 8th round, Anthony, I think he spent a lot trying to get him out. And he tired himself, and his conditioning wasn't there. I guess that got to do with the lack of, or none of sparring that he did. Because I heard he didn't spar at all for this fight, which I think was ridiculous, because that would have helped him with his conditioning and seeing where he was. So basically, all I seen was that the young guy didn't have enough experience, and his conditioning, basically, he went down from a jab that really wasn't even a hard jab. You know what I'm saying? It was conditioning beat him. It made a coward out of him. That's what the commentators were saying too. I wouldn't say too much of Kovalev did it. I think it was more of Anthony beat himself with not preparing the right way, not having the experience, and I think it was basically the conditioning that got him, because he almost took Kovalev out in the 8th round, because we already know that the secret is the body shots. And if he thinks about he's going to win against a Canelo, I have Canelo stopping him, because we know the way Canelo throw a body shot. He remind me of Chavez. But anyways, it was a good fight. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? I think that Inexperience from Anthony, that's what caused the fight and the conditioning. But like the complex gentleman was saying, I think Anthony will be champion in the future.
G?
Yeah, I'm not even, it's crazy. Y'all said every talking point that I could think of. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, it was just inexperienced. I feel like Yarde beat himself. He gassed out. And with the sparring situation, I don't know. It could go either way. Because, like, I know in, like, kickboxing, like, they don't necessarily spar when they're training for fights. It's more like a dance, right? So, and I know him and his trainer was like, they focus more on the mitts just for motion, you know what I mean? For his movements. But I still thought it was odd, like, why wouldn't you spar in, you know, preparation for a veteran, like, you know, like that was so odd to me.
What I've seen is some veterans might not spar as much because they fought so much.
Yeah, but
Miguel Cotto towards that Mr. didn't spar as much. He did like very little sparring.
But that makes sense because you got to preserve.
Sergio Martinez too. He was like, exactly. You know what I mean?
But Yarde's a young dog. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm like, but hey, it was working till like, you know, the later rounds. So I can't necessarily hate that much. I really just felt like he thought he could take him out, you know, and so he went for broke, gassed out. So then he got caught with like a basic jab. Yeah, when I say like it was so basic, I was like, is this real? Like it was like, it was like, he just, and I'm like, fam, this is well, it can't be. So I have to believe that there's no way that he would have lost if his endurance was up to par. You know what I mean? So, but I will say this, in which I agree with Trill on this one, Canelo is gonna violate homeboy. Like, them body shots are gonna be mean, and we know he's scared to the body. Like, Ward already showed us that's the key to defeating him. So, it's gonna be interesting.
Basically, what I saw were two fighters who left it all in the ring, and that's what I like to see. On Yarde's part, he only had 12 amateur fights. He stepped up in class, fighting the best in that division. In the 7th and 8th round, he figured out I need to go to the body. He went for it all in the 8th round, which I think showed inexperience at that level, because I think that's where he lost. When he wasn't able to take Kovalev out, when he wasn't able to stop him in that 8th round, he didn't have the gas to keep throwing punches anymore, so he could no longer attack the body. A more seasoned fighter would have thought, I already won this round. I'm going to save what I have in the tank, give him more body shots in the next round, try to break him down over time. But he gassed out. You got to give props to Sergey Kovalev. He took some shots where the old Krusher would have crumbled, and we've seen him crumble under those shots, but maybe it was the fact he was in Russia, but he stood and he refused to go down. Maybe if that fight takes place at the Staples Center or Madison Square Garden, Kovalev goes down and quits. But because he was in Russia and he had the crowd behind him, he had the energy, whatever it was, Kovalev withstood the punches, and he was able to knock him down and out with a jab. And when I first saw it, I was like, either that was a jab or the shortest left hook I've ever seen. The way he fell, but that shows how much stamina can make a coward out of any man. And it doesn't matter how strong you are, how big you are, how well you fight. When your tank is on E, all it takes is a little nudge to tip you over.
What do you think about Yarde's physique? Because he's super muscular and built. And we know that, like in boxing, that can sometimes work against you. All those muscles need a lot of energy. Do you think that his physique worked against him? Because has he ever been 12 rounds?
No, he's never been 7 rounds.
So deep waters against the top position in the world, you need that energy. So I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of debate about physiques and whatnot. I mean, he does have a lot of big muscles. That worries on him. Helps with the power, but I
really I don't see it at that weight class. And I've seen a lot of other smaller fighters that fought at 160 that was muscular and they're able to go 12 rounds. I really think it was the inexperience and the not strong. And I was another thing that y'all remind me of. The trainer he was not telling them the things he needed to do. He was just telling them to go to the body. He was just rubbing his chest. It was weird. It was that one. He was rubbing sometimes he was rubbing Vicks on him. Like he wasn't telling him what he needed to do. He didn't tell him to go to the body soon. There was things that he did. He was just watching the fight. His trainer was like he was just watching.
No, I agree. He really needs done better if he had more.
And he showed when he had some hot. He had some hot.
He did great. You know how you know he did great? He went over the commentary. At first, they were bashing him, and I was like, come on, man, give these kids some love.
He won over.
Yeah.
He won over.
At the end, he won over showing love and saying he's a future champion.
And he won over the people then. You know what I'm saying? Because he went to somebody else.
So if not for nothing, he did win over the hearts of everyone. But to touch on the physique discussion, right? To me, I disagree with someone can be too muscular. It's about the way you train. Some people naturally have more muscle definition. Trill brought it up about Mexican fighters. They typically don't have as much muscle definition as some other fighters, you know, but it doesn't mean that they're not in shape. It doesn't mean that they don't hit hard. We've had this discussion where body type doesn't really determine who's going to win. Right. You just have to train to fight 12 rounds. Right. Whatever your body looks like is what it looks like. Floyd Mayweather, his body looks like. You've seen people, he's trained to go 12. You got to train to go 12 and forget what your body looks like, you know, and Deontay Wilder says this, and like, I agree with him. Don't agree with much that Deontay Wilder says, but I'll say this. When he says this, I'm like, he has the right idea. I'd rather be the part than look the part. Right? And that's true. Be the part. Right. Train to be the guy. Don't train to look like the guy, because looking like the guy is not going to win you the fight. The truth is going to be exposed in that ring. But I don't think that's what Yarde did. I just think he had a lack of proper strength and conditioning training before going into that fight. And I think it could be the trainer, as Trill pointed out. He didn't even tell him, go to the body. He should have been telling him that since round one. And so there's a lot. He waited until he was already gassed in round 6. You saw him breathing to start going to the body. And by then, he already emptied out most of his tank. So that's what I think the issue is. But physique. You think it?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I do feel like too much muscle is a disadvantage in boxing. You know what I mean? And like even sometimes even Canelo, right? Like he's not as muscular, but he it just seems like every guy in boxing that does have more muscle than the average in their division gasses out. You know, like from heavyweight on down, you know what I mean? And so it all depends, man. I don't know with Yarde though, I don't feel like muscles really played a factor. I think it was more when he was trying to take out Kovalev. He just burnt out, you know? And so I won't necessarily blame it on, you know, the fact that he has he's more bulky than the average. So I don't know, but when it comes to the heavyweight, Anthony Joshua, I do think he needs to lower the muscle. You know what I mean? Like the muscle mass.
I said that long time.
Yeah, because it shows in how he fights. Like after 5 rounds, he looks sluggish. So I do feel like muscle mass and muscle density does play a factor.
Second to what G said, I think in the upper weight classes it could. But as far as lower weight classes, we done seen what's his name, the one with the heart that we used to always say that Victor. Victor comes in there looking crazy, and Victor's fast, and Victor goes 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he might be lacking one of these sometimes, but you know what I'm saying. Victor be looking crazy. Timothy Bradley's another one. You know what I'm saying? There's been people in
Timothy Bradley ain't buff. He's just chiseled. You know what I'm saying?
He's been, there's a lot, but he's for 140, for 147, Bradley is buff. He is the equivalent of what AJ is to some of these other.
And other guys too, like Lacey. Lacey would go 12 rounds with you too. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Lacey, and he used to make people quit as soon as he take his robe off. So you know what I'm saying?
And even
I think just the high weight class where I think that Bill could be on, but there's a lot of smaller guys that are cut up too. It just depends.
F.A. Joppa, he's big, and he just went 10, and he looked comfortable going 10.
But he wasn't. He doesn't have speed. He paces himself.
William Joppy. William Joppy was another one who can go rounds.
It's one thing to be naturally cut. It's another thing, I think, in the higher weight classes where guys kind of bulk up to become bigger, right? That's just natural. Some dudes are naturally cut, and they naturally have kind of big, puffy muscles, maybe. But if you are adding on that bulk, like a bodybuilder, bodybuilders are meant to just be explosive at one time, and that's it. You know how the burn.
Football players, exactly.
Yeah.
For example, in comparison to a basketball player.
Yeah, so I
People
think
have
that's
to run up and down the court. Football players, they run one play, rest for about
recover,
40
and then go
seconds,
back.
run another play, rest for about
It
40
kind of
seconds.
reminds me of like Shannon Briggs. You remember Shannon Briggs used to be like, you know what I'm saying? Take that one hit, bop.
Remember when the Cannon fought Lennox?
Yeah, I'm saying.
He was dumb exhausted. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it might not be because of muscle. He did have like an extreme case of asthma. So who knows? You know what I mean? But it was bad.
If you train a certain way, is my point, you're gonna get the body type. I'll give you an example. Look at a sprinter. A sprinter who runs 100 meters just has to run 100 meters as fast as possible, right? They're usually more buffed up, like you said, short explosive distance. They need more muscle. It's about how hard you can push off the ground, right? It's about strength. So they're more buffed up. But look at the guy who runs the marathon. Right? It's like muscle goes against what he needs, the endurance that he needs. So when you just train for your sport, when you just train to go around, your body's going to adapt. And that's what it's about, being the part rather than looking the part. Right. So it's good to mix some cross training in. Like if you're a fighter, it's good to hit the track, it's good to run sprints, it's good to do all that because it's going to help you for the moments where you have to throw combinations or things get intense, right? You want to be able to have that type of endurance. But for the most part, you don't need to train like an NFL linebacker if you're a boxer, right? And so that's why I say you have to train to go 12 and forget about how much muscle you have, what your body looks like. In the end, it's about
Like his case, another guy who comes in big and bulky.
But it's rare he ever goes 12. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, he's rare he goes 4.
Yeah, so form is going to be the test.
That's going to be
form is going to be the test to see his endurance.
If that happens.
It's going to happen.
But thank you for tuning in to Boxing Bros. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, positive, negative. Well, not too negative.
We embrace the thumb thunder.
Meat trails in the comments.
Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's the Boxing Bros.
With the boxing cousin.